We are in Charlemont, Massachusetts at Berkshire East. Actually, it's even more specific than that. We are, Jim Schaefer and I, are at the spot where I stopped after my crash, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't know exactly. I knew kind of within the range if it was someplace below that knoll above us and before the cat track here.
Yeah.
But I didn't know exactly where it was. But this is
the spot.
This is it.
Yeah.
And so what happened? Because I don't remember anything after my ski popping off.
Okay.
And you saw it, or you
Well,
didn't see it. You saw.
I saw the aftermath.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so.
And you were the first one on.
You and I were testing skis.
Right.
And it was December 23rd. It was in the morning.
20th, actually.
20th, was it? 20th?
December
Okay.
20th, yeah.
20th, all right. And I was standing on the corner of Big Chief, just up the way here, and just looking at my boots and working on, different things with my skis, skiing on slalom skis. You were skiing on GS skis.
Yeah.
You made a big right-handed turn. You're going fast. You went by me. You shifted from your downhill ski to your inside ski. You kind of flicked your outside ski up in the air and waved at me and kept going. And you're smiling just like you are now.
It was a beautiful day,
it was
right?
A great
it
day.
was like, it was warm, it was sunny, the snow was
I remember
soft.
that moment. I remember that turn like it was literally just a few moments ago. It's embedded in my head.
And it'll be 30 years.
30 years.
December.
Yeah, it just seems so fresh in my mind. And I looked down again after you passed me and was thinking to myself, man, he's making great turns. He's doing great. And then I looked up and you had yard sailed, so all your equipment was spread out just right up the hill here, and you'd stopped, come to a stop near a tree, sort of right in this area.
Because it was narrower, the trail was narrower.
Yeah, it was narrower, that's right. Yeah, so you basically, bad crash. And that was obvious at the time, but I didn't know how bad. And so when I was picking up your stuff,
because we've all taken
towards
bad
you,
crashes.
I grabbed like your hat, a glove, a pole, and then I'd been, giving you shit. I was chatting away, and then you didn't say anything. You weren't moving, so I stopped picking up equipment, and I skied up to you, and you were on your left side facing downhill, and you were in a lot of distress. I came back, and I don't know how much, it was hard. I mean, you were not in a good way.
Right.
It's very.
And I don't remember any of this.
Yeah,
so it's probably harder for you.
Facing down the hill, and you were on your side, and you weren't moving, you weren't responding, and you had blood coming out of your mouth. And it was tough. I mean, I was alone for quite a long time. It was early, obviously early in the year, and it's pretty much just racers training.
Right. Which was common.
It was a few minutes. I think it was a few minutes. I don't know. It had to have been 3, 4, 5 minutes before. I'd never seen anyone injured, really. I mean, I've seen people, had seen people at that point who'd hurt their knees or
broken
an arm.
Or
well,
something
not
like
even
that.
maybe that bad, but I just never encountered anything like that, and especially with a dear friend. And I think, it had an enormous impact on me. I mean, I didn't want to ski for a while after that. It was really hard to ski. It was really hard to race. For me, I didn't want to go see you in the hospital. I wasn't going to go see you in the hospital. I just said, I'm going to see him when he's in Stargate again. Because that's my arrival. I wasn't going to, we weren't buddies. I mean, I don't know how to even say that. It was just more, I'll see you when you're better. I'll see you when you're back in action again.
Right.
And I was doing everything I could to pray for you and to, support you, in a way that I knew best. And part of it was, I knew when you came back that you were going to be better again and you were going to resume our rivalry.
Right.
That was what was in my mind. It was almost a year to the day that you came back on the monoski.
Yep.
And you were on the exhibition chair, and you got to the top of the mountain, and you weren't saying much, and I wasn't saying much, and I think maybe we said a few words like, you're back, and that was about it. It was a hard watching you fall, though, too.
I was
hard
doing
watching
everything
you
I
learn
could to stay upright.
a sport that you knew so well, that what you did is just, I think, probably in terms of the way you rebuilt your life, or reoriented your life, was just nothing short of remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a lot of support for me. Skiing again was representative of my recovery. Getting back, because then I could share
You made a
that.
decision, though, right?
I made a conscious decision.
At some
to
point,
do it.
I mean, it's minor for me, but I had to make a decision to keep plowing ahead, keep racing. And I mean, it's minor, but
No, it's not
just,
minor
just
though.
it's just it was I don't know. I've never asked friends that we were with then what they thought, but I guess we all kind of plowed on. But for you, I mean, you really had to make a decision to get out there and get after it, and relearn the sport, but then at a level that you took it to a whole new level.
I did.
And
yeah.
that's pretty awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it really was. It was the process of coming back. One, I think I was so supported within the community that it was easy for me to come back in that respect.
Yeah.
To come back because it was a community I wanted to come back to. But like we're talking about, where is the spot? And I remember the first day that I skied from the top to the bottom. I skied past here, and it was the end of the day, and it had been, you know how it got, where it was often that sort of icy, and then moguls where people had just slid sideways and slid all the snow off of it into this square mogul. And I couldn't handle ice, I couldn't handle moguls, I couldn't handle anything. So I was just doing whatever I could to make it down the hill. And I skied, and before I knew it, I was on the cat track over there, because I was fixated right here. That was all that mattered. I couldn't look up to see where I was. And I got there and went, oh, I guess I already passed it, because I wondered if this spot held some sort of, Bermuda Triangle kind of thing for me.
Yeah. Well,
and
there's a lot of days I ski past this place and I think about that moment. But you know that the last college race I had was your first race back, right?
That was, at Brody, right?
At Brody, yeah.
Right.
At the Williams Carnival, yeah. So, I don't know. It was a moment for me. I mean, you probably don't remember it because you launched from there. But for me, that was very, I don't know. It was a big deal for me for you to be in the start gate, because I hadn't seen you a lot, and I was just waiting for you to come back. And I don't know that you realized that you spent a lot of time wondering where the hell's Schaefer. But for me, it was like, well, God damn it, you're back.
We always had a rivalry, and sort of a respected rivalry, but we had a bit of distance.
Yeah, we did.
Between us, and we ended up becoming closer.
Yeah.
Later on, because there was the trauma that I dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, we became a lot closer.
And
Yeah.
after your wife dying here, your first wife dying here, that's, I think, in a lot of it, that's where you reached out to me.
Yeah. And
kind of made that connection, because you can't know how difficult it was for me.
Yeah.
Going through the accident and recovery, but then I can't know how difficult it was for you, but we connected on a much different level than the competitive level.
Yeah, it was a lot of compassion, I think, for both of us as time went on, and certainly, that triggered a moment where you helped me out a lot, right? I mean, I came out to visit you a lot, it was sort of like my recovery place.
He came out to Park City.
Like my roommate.
It really was.
Just kind of moved in
You did.
for a couple of years,
Yeah.
even though I was working in New York.
Yeah.
No, that was a big deal for me. That we were able to have those moments, and I mean, yeah. You a lot of times your best rival can be the best guidepost.
I often say skiing was my greatest teacher.
Yeah.
And I would imagine in the rest of your life, that is the coach.
It is mine as well, without a question. Yeah, just every day, just hitting the gas pedal and going. Yeah, it's absolutely part of my life, and without question.
Is that something? Do you enjoy, like, that moment of, like, okay, it's time to go?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy
when I get up,
that moment?
I'm awake, and I'm awake early most days, and go work out hard for a little while, and then get after it at work.
Do you have any triggers or anything that you have that say, okay, now it's time to go, it's game on? It's
Just every day game on.
every
Pedal
day
to the
game
metal.
on.
Yeah, nothing. I just love it.
Nothing.
I'm honored to be alive. I'm honored to have my health. I mean, the part of it for me that changed me a lot was Elisa's passing, because I realized how fragile life is. And looking back at what you experienced as well, it's incredibly fragile. Every moment's a gift.
You work hard, you grind more than anybody I've ever met in my life, and their goals what are your goals now, and has that changed? Has the perspective
This is my goal here. This is my dream. This mountain
Berkshire
in
East, the
the
mountain.
Berkshires. We bought Catamount recently, and there's other things that we have our eyes on. And skiing we love to the point where, I do, to the point where I haven't owned a stock or a bond, and I think maybe in year 2000 I might have owned 3. And
Really?
yeah, everything that I've ever made is
Invested here.
in this mountain and some real estate. Yeah.
And what does that mean? So investing
It means
in here.
how you live your life is important. For me, it's a great love for the outdoors and the sport.
Uh-huh.
And it's about a community, it's about relationships, it's about fostering an appreciation for a sport where it's not measured necessarily in goals or points scored or things like that. You can go out and make whatever kind of turn you want. It doesn't have to be a perfect turn, and have
Still have a
an
great
amazing
time.
day, right? So it's very unique that way.